was thinking about the other day.
Who?
Magpie.
The criminal?
Do we know another Magpie? Whatever happened to her?
She died.
No. Are you sure?
Reasonably.
Why is it the good villains never die?
Clark, what the hell are good villains? And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
Oh shit.
All right, give it to me.
Let me get okay. Am I into character? Okay. All right, here we go. Yes. Are we rolling? We're rolling. Oh,
We
rolling. What? Okay, yeah. The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. For those who believe me, host Leroy, aka I Did It for the Dopamine, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Pumpkin Latte.
There you go. And we're back with the episode, and we're going to jump into it. And we also want to say, also want to introduce our third co-host, one of Elon Musk's robots. So yeah, there you go.
All hail the Doombots.
All hail the Doombots. All right. So we're going to jump into it. What do we got first? Oh, yeah, that's right. Want to say, I guess it is today. So we want to say happy Christopher Columbus Day.
That's right.
There you go. It is. He completely fucked up my weekend, Eli. I know I just told you that before we just started, but yeah, he did. Because I'm thinking I pulled out enough money for the week because I don't have my debit card. Thought I pulled out enough money just to make it till Monday, and only find out Monday the bank is closed. So yeah, fuck that guy. Like I said, the only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace. But here's the thing, Eli. We don't even acknowledge him anymore. He's canceled. You can see why on the picture. Now, for those that don't know, the Notorious B.I.G. was one of Diddy's artists back in the 90s. So since Diddy's in trouble right now, everybody he's ever been associated with right now is under scrutiny. So that means people are like looking through Biggie's lyrics with a fine-tooth comb, and they're finding a lot of controversial things that will get you canceled that he said back then that he's saying now. So yeah, so now we can't even say that anymore. Now he's canceled. So yeah, all I can say is that if you don't go down this rabbit hole, don't, because the 90s, these rappers said a lot of fucked up things. That's why a lot of them are in jail or dead because of the stuff they said. They were some were making it up, some of them weren't making it up. That's why it was a lot problematic. So yeah, that's all we can say from that one. Okay, more the next part of the podcast, Eli.
Yes, and happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Don't forget to leave a piece of fry bread out for Johnny Depp tonight.
Yes, because he's like 1/32nd Native American.
Something
on his cousin's side.
Yeah,
so,
his grandma got a tip.
Just something. So hold on. What do we got? What do we got here? Who we got here? Vonal.
Let's
see what Vonal got for us. Oh man, where pocket is much. If they was way out of pocket too much. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, look, everybody said fucked up things back then. That's just what it was. Whatever you do not dissect DMX lyrics in the 90s. You think y'all can handle Biggie's right now? Don't do that shit. He said some really fucked up shit, some incriminating shit. But yeah, did he? Yeah. Anyway, let's get past it. So, like I said, we're gonna move next part of the podcast. We're gonna jump into it, and we're gonna do Eli's favorite part of the podcast. But this actually is his favorite part of the podcast this week. I say that jokingly, but this time it will be. So, give it to me, Eli. What is the number one movie of the week?
Well, it ain't a Disney movie for a change.
It's definitely not a Disney movie. I'll give it to you. It is bam.
Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3. My fault. 3.
Damn, Joker dropped to number 3.
Okay, let's talk about Joker for a second. We already know we had a shit box office week last week, right? The drop off it had is the biggest drop off of any comic book movie ever.
Damn.
Howard the Duck, Catwoman, Fan Force Stick, doesn't matter. Marvel's Love and Thunder, all that bullshit. Yes, Joker had the worst. It already didn't make any money to begin with. Didn't have the worst drop
Steel
off
with Shaq.
Steel with Shaq. No, none of those. The drop off of this movie is it really needs to be studied. That's why I talked so long about it last time. That's why I said I'm gonna chill this episode and get this episode to Eli so he can just run rampant on this show, because I talked so much last week. We went over time, over budget, so that's why I'm gonna just sit back.
Yeah, that was an epic episode.
That was an epic one, yeah. So yeah, and be honest with you, Eli, like I said, everything everybody's saying about the Joker, I fully support. The fact that it's getting, like I said, what did they say in the first Joker movie? You get what you fucking deserve. There you go. You should listen to what you said. And like I said, we got memes. I'm gonna throw a meme on there because I saw this meme and I thought it was funny. Because Art the Clown. We knew that there was going to be a killer clown that was going to take over in October, just not the one we thought was going to take over. So yeah.
Art the Clown, the real Joker.
The real Joker, right? Not the tap dancing motherfucker with Lady Gaga or whatever the fuck was going on. So shit. All right. Let's move on to the next part of the podcast. Okay, like I said, this is
now I did not see, sorry, Jake and everybody who knows that, yes, I'm a horror fan. I did not get to see Terrifier yet. I have seen, like, they're spoiling the shit out of it on TikTok. Mm-hmm. So I've seen a bunch of scenes. So I've seen it, but I haven't seen it. I've seen the opening scene. I've seen some of that shower scene, and yeah, it's going hard. It's Terrifier. It's what you expect. Izzy saw it from the Geek Savs. He said it was all right.
Okay.
He's
I heard
not.
People were vomiting in the movie theater. And
they're doing that gimmick again, like the last time. Mm-hmm. You know, yes, this is a splatter gore flick for horror fans. We're used to this shit, but because since horror has gone mainstream last couple of years, we're weeding out the posers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. all the fake ones are like, oh my god, this is a horror movie. There's blood, yeah. And yes, Terrifier is known for its gore. That's what it sells, and that's what it gives you. Izzy saw it. He said it's cool. It's gory. That's fine, but it ain't as cool as the first two. He said, and it didn't like make him cringe or anything like the other two did. So, but he says it's cool. It's fine, but he's not buying into the hype because he's hard. He rolls hard.
Right. Okay.
He's used to the shit. He's used to the splatter and shit. So, yeah. Eventually I'll see it and I'll probably talk about it. But yeah.
Yeah, because for the Terrifier 2, you talked about that for like 3 episodes. Like, the Oscar nominations, you were talking about it then. I was like,
well, yeah, and I just like that a movie like this exists and that it's making money, and I think it's a big middle finger to the Hollywood industry. And that this indie horror flick, especially the second one, Terrifier 2 was like a GoFundMe. It was like a Kickstarter, and it made all this money. It made like what 10 million. It ain't making Disney money, but for an indie horror flick, that's good. That's a lot.
But it didn't have Disney budget either. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think the budget was $1 million, and it made like millions. And with this one, I guess all the studios were going after, was his name Damien Leone, the guy who directed it, were like throwing money at him. Like, yo, we want the third one. We'll here. And they were throwing him like big budgets, and he's like, well, here's the script. And they were like, yeah, no, you got to change all this shit. And it was like, well, fuck you. No, I'm going to make this my own shit. So yeah, he didn't want to change the script, so he kept his integrity and his artistic, his artistic integrity. He's like, fuck y'all. No, I'm going to make this again.
Did he fund the movie himself?
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of like Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think Bloody Disgusting, the website, they're like they produced it. They're like an executive producer. So he went the indie route again. So he could have total creative freedom and do what he wants, totally do what he wants. And so that's what he did. So again, it's making money. And yeah, I think that's just cool that, it's a big middle finger to, Hollywood. So
that's all right. Now, can we talk about a movie that you did see?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I know I sound thrilled. Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, that was like I said, it's a horror season. So, of course, everybody's trying to put out their horror movie right now. And Max decided to post Salem's Lot. And Eli, you saw it. So
I did.
Figured you wanted to talk about it.
Did you not watch it?
Why? No, come on. Did you think I was?
Well, I thought you had Max. Did you have Max?
I do. I got Max.
I figured it's a free movie. You
I had stuff to do. My fault.
Yeah. So Salem's Lot. I watched the new one. It was okay. Now, Salem's Lot, based on a novel by Stephen King, one of my favorite Stephen King novels. Okay. This is up there. This is one of my favorites. It is a beloved. It is one of his most beloved books. About a town of vampires, basically. Back in the day, in 1979, 78, 79, I was a little kid. They did a TV miniseries on Salem's Lot. It was like a 2-night. Back in the 70s, when a TV event were a thing. You had to. It was before streaming, before the internet. You had to get before VCRs. Mm-hmm. Order pause, shit would come on TV, and you had to be there. You had to sit in front of the TV to watch it.
Now, was it a mini series or just?
It was it was a 2-part miniseries. So it came on 2 nights, and yeah, it was. I was a little kid when I watched it. Scared the shit out of me. In fact, it did scare a lot of people from back then who were kids when they saw this movie. It traumatized. It traumatized the whole generation. This TV show, this TV movie, directed by Tobe Hooper, who made Texas Chainsaw
Massacre, yeah,
and Poltergeist and other horror movies. But yeah, like I said, scared the shit out of me as a little kid. It has not aged well. That miniseries has not aged very well. You watch it nowadays.
Was anybody famous in that? Like like John Boy was in
David Soul, Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, okay.
He was the star of it. I think Bonnie Bedelia was
he Starsky or Hutch? I can't remember.
He was Hutch, the blonde one.
Okay.
Right? He was, Hutch was the blonde guy.
Yeah. Okay.
And Starsky drove. That's all I remember.
The blonde one had the album "Don't Give Up on Us, Baby."
That's right. He actually sang. He was a singer. But yeah, so that movie has not aged well. I mean, there are certain scenes that still hold up, but as a whole, it's just not paced. It's kind of slow, and kind of drags in some places. Hasn't held up very well in modern times. But it is big on atmosphere. The effects are still cool. The vampires are still creepy. Barlow, the head vampire, he looks like the Nosferatu guy. That's all cool. But it's not it's a made for TV movie in the 70s. So yes, hasn't aged very well. They did do a remake, another TV series, another like 2-part TV miniseries, I think in the late 90s, early 2000s with Rob Lowe.
Okay.
I never watched it. I did see clips of it. It looks very much of its time, a TV show, with those TV CGI effects, of the 2000s. So, so yeah, we and Stephen King fans and just horror fans have been like, okay, this is one of his best books. We've been waiting, we've been craving a proper Salem's Lot adaptation. And after the success of it, back, when it chapter 2, Stephen King was back in style. It was a big success. So they said, let's start remaking Stephen King movies again. And unfortunately, all those movies sucked. Pet Sematary sucked. The new Firestarter sucked. The Stand. I ordered Paramount Plus just to see The Stand. That sucked. The new Children of the Corn sucked. So yeah, all these new Stephen King. I have not seen The Boogeyman or any of these other ones yet. But yeah, most of these newer Stephen King movies are just not that good. But when they dropped the trailer for this new Salem's Lot, I'm like, holy shit, that looks pretty dope. That looks awesome. So I was eager. I was very excited to see this movie. And it's going on. It's going on Max. Now, a bit of history. They shot this movie like 2 years ago. And because of COVID and then the writers and actors strikes in Hollywood, it sat on the shelf for 2 years. The first cut, it was originally like 3 hours, but it supposedly sat on the shelf, and they're like, okay, let's dump it on Max. Let's get it down under 2 hours, and it's put out on Max. And unfortunately, that's how it looks. That's pretty much how it is. That's what it feels like. This movie feels very rushed. It on one hand, it's very fast paced. It gets right to the point. It doesn't waste time getting to the vampires, getting to the blood, getting to the vampire killing, all that shit. You know, it very fast paced, but it sacrifices all that character development. You know, and the thing is about the book and about this story, it is about this town, this small town. It's basically a modern take on Dracula. You know, there's a creepy house in this town where all this history has all this, you know, creepy history, all this fucked up history happened in this Marston house. And then it gets bought by some European antique dealers that turn out to be the vampire and his familiar, his servant. And they start trying to transform the town into a town of vampires. So it's pretty much just like the Dracula myth. And the book is full of all these characters. That's what makes the book, is the relationship. It's a small town, so everybody knows each other. And once shit starts happening, you give a shit, you know. But that's all gone. They don't do any character development. There's hardly any history about the town, about the house, where Barlow and, you know, the vampire came from. It's like I said, it's very quick. It feels rushed.
Let me ask you: do you think this movie can even work as a movie? Does it need to be a miniseries?
I don't know. Like I said, the old miniseries, the seven, and the ones that they did before, those made for TV movies, they were like, if you watch them straight through, they're about 3 hours. You know, because you know,
commercials
with commercials, it's like one night, 2 hours, one night with commercials, 2 hours the next night with commercials. You break that down, they're about 90 minutes a piece, so it's about a 3 hour flick. So I don't know. And like I said, the first cut, the director's cut, is like a 3 hour movie. But he had to cut out. He said he cut out a lot of shit. He said he cut out. There was an intro scene with the main character. When he was a boy, he went into that creepy house and saw a bunch of creepy shit. That was supposed to be the opening scene. That got cut. A lot of the relationships with the townsfolk, you know, all that character development was all cut, you know, and so they could just get to the action, you know. So yeah, it was a little disappointing. It is cool, like it has a lot of cool like atmosphere, you know, the vampire effects are cool, the shots, the cinematography are cool. There are certain scenes that from the book that are in this movie that are creepy, you know. But overall, like I said, it's just short. At the end, I was like, that's it? Is that it? You know? Even the ending was anticlimactic. The final battle with Barlow, the vampire, was like, whoa, they like kill him with the quickness, you know. You know. Yeah, like I said, it feels very rushed. There, it is a very fast-paced, fun, like a Halloween flick. Like if you wanted to watch something during Halloween, it'd probably be a lot of fun. And if you never read the book, you probably have a lot of fun watching it, because it is just so fast-paced. It doesn't waste time getting to the action and the gore and the vampires and stuff. But I'm sure fans of the book and fans of just this series and just these movies are probably ain't going to be into it as much. I do like the little kid, Matt. No, is that his name? No, Matt's the teacher. Mark, the kid. He's like a comic. And this is from the book. He was a comic book fan, and he was all into monsters and horror movies and shit. So he's like a one-man monster squad, you know. The vampires show up and he knows he starts reading. He goes, like, a vampire shows up you know, and he knows about it. He goes right to his comic books and starts taking notes on how to fight vampires from
We
reading
had like
comics.
those EC. What was the ECW? What was
EC, yeah,
EC? Okay.
EC Comics. And that's the thing is Stephen King was highly influenced by EC Comics. He loved creepy and eerie and Vault of Horror and all that, House of Mystery. Bernie Wrightson actually illustrated some of his books.
Okay, from Swamp Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Bernie Wrightson co-created Swamp Thing. He, you know, drew for Marvel and DC and Heavy Metal magazine. He illustrated a bunch of Stephen King novels, particularly Cycle of the Werewolf, another one of my favorite Stephen King books, which was made into Silver Bullet, one of my favorite Stephen King movies. And he the book, I actually bought that book at a Scholastic book fair, like in junior high. And it's a very short novella, but it has like illustrations by Bernie Wrightson. I always loved that. But yeah, this is, like I said, it's very fast paced, very quick to get to the action, but it just lacks any character depth, you know. And yeah, so yeah, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 meow meow beans.
Oh, community reference. Okay.
There you
No wonder
go.
you're going to sneak it in.
I did it.
So that you
I
go.
did it.
We were obligated to do one community reference before each show. So yeah. All right.
So 3 out of 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Sadly, I was, like I said, I was really excited for this movie, and I was hoping it was going to be up. You know, we need a, you know, yeah, we need good Stephen King movies again. We just haven't gotten them yet.
Yeah, because he dominated the 80s. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of his books have been made into movies that have become classics. You know? Christine.
He was basically Marvel of his day.
Yeah, yeah. Pet Sematary, Christine, Carrie, Firestarter. You know, those are like basically X-Men. You know, he was in the comics.
Shawshank Redemption, one of his movies. I mean,
yeah, Shawshank Redemption.
The Green Mile.
Stand by Me, Green Mile. Yep.
Yeah.
Dolores Claiborne. Yeah, of course. Children of the Corn.
Misery also, right?
Misery. Yeah, Misery is a great book that I love Misery, the book. I know that the movie's revered, and Kathy Bates gives a great performance as Annie Wilkes.
I mean, pretty much put on the map. So
yeah, but there's some shit that happens in the book that doesn't happen in the movie that I was disappointed in. So
they didn't go as hard. Okay.
They didn't go as hard. Yes. So it's cool.
Check this out.
What's that? Hey guys.
Big win. The comic book snob.
Oh shit! Hey,
yeah, it's
Cliff, what's up, man?
Fresh Fry. What's going on? We gave you a shout out last week for Cliff. So
yeah.
All right. So Eli, I'm gonna let you take a break because now I'm going to just dig in some quick TV hits, just hit some TV stuff. Then I'm gonna bring you back in. Okay. Right. I'm about to spoil a bunch of shit for you, so I'm just letting you know that right now.
You might as well. It's my own damn fault.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to spoil is Lois, Superman and Lois, season 4 episode review. Bam. So they released the first 2 episodes on the same night. It was a big deal. If you go to CW's page, they just got a whole Superman and Lois page there, so they know people are looking for, because they know nobody else watching shit else they got on their platform. West Coast, Stephen King or M. Night. Well, what you got? What you got, Eli?
Well, I mean, Stephen King's
first off, let's get M. Night the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I only like 2 of his movies.
One of the possible.
Well, Stephen King. Are we talking about directors? Because Stephen King's only movie he directed was Maximum Overdrive.
With the Green Goblin truck and shit.
Yeah, which I actually love. It has a special place in my heart because I was a little kid. Also, I'm an AC/DC fan, so I love that movie. But yeah, the movie's bad. But Wes Craven made some of the best horror flicks like ever. You know, he created Freddy Krueger. You know.
Yeah. Let's see. And Scream.
And Scream.
Yeah.
Funny thing about Scream, for those who don't know, for the youngins who don't know, Scream was a nostalgia movie. For those who don't know.
Okay.
When the first Scream dropped, it made all these nostalgia references, meta references to horror flicks of the 80s.
Mhm.
So as an adult watching the first Scream, I was like, hey, they're talking about all these movies I watched as a kid,
Right.
you know. So yeah, just a fun
I guess
tidbit.
you're talking about writers. So
Oh, writers, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen King's a writer. Yeah, he's pretty much a novelist.
so I guess there you go.
Oh, and John Carpenter. Yes, John
John
Carpenter.
Carpenter.
Probably my favorite
Halloween.
horror director.
I mean, Halloween. I mean, it kind of.
Yeah, during the 80s, he ruled the
Yeah.
80s, talking about he made a Stephen King movie, Christine, one of my favorite Stephen King movies.
Right.
You know,
Did
Halloween,
not know
Escape
that.
from New York, Big Trouble in Little China. They Live. The list goes on. The Thing.
Vampires.
Yes, vampires. Ghost from Mars.
Let's just name shitty John Carpenter movies. All right. Anyway, let's talk about. Wait, which one was the Ice Cube one? Ice Cube movie.
That's Ghost of Mars.
Ghost of Mars. Okay, yeah, that was tough. That was
Ghost of, yeah.
that was
Ice
tough to
Cube
get through.
and Jason Statham.
And Pam Grier. Like,
And Pam Grier. That's right.
like, damn. Okay, I don't know. Damn, it could be hot. Let's keep going. See what we got. And then I'm gonna keep going. What about?
What about?
Okay. All right. Since I know he's gonna come with something else. Let's say we'll talk about Superman and Lois season 2 review. So the last way the episode ended in the season finale of season 3, Superman versus Doomsday, they went to the moon, start fighting, boom, 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 in space, and all the bullshit like that. This episode, Superman dies. But Eli, the way they did it is just like, no, that motherfucker's dead. Okay. Doomsday rips out his heart.
Okay.
And gives it to Lex Luthor. Like literally rips out his heart. So
Where the fuck? Wait, Lex Luthor.
okay, let me talk about Lex Luthor. Okay, so this dude right here, Lex Luthor is on the show now.
That's right. Oh yeah, Abraham.
Yeah,
Fucking dude from Abraham from Walking Dead is Lex Luthor. I totally forgot about that.
Here's the thing, Eli. I like this Lex Luthor, but I hate this Lex Luthor. So I guess that's the whole point. Because he's such a good actor, you're supposed to hate him. So yeah, because this motherfucker's just evil, man. The shit he just come in like already. It's like of all the Lex Luthor actors that have been on there, he's already top tier. Like just the little shit he's done already top tier. You know. Oh, what else is this shit that happened in the show? Okay, so they Doomsday rips out Superman's heart. It throws the body back to like the Lois and the kids and shit like that. They take the body to the Fortress of Solitude. They're like, bring it back, heal him. You know, talk to the Fortress. The Fortress like, the fuck, I'm gonna heal him. He ain't got no heart. Like we can't grow organs, man. He's dead. He's done. So yeah. So she's like, okay, if you bring me the heart, maybe I can bring it back. So they know Lex Luthor got the heart. Superboy, you know, the one with the powers, he goes to get the power from Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor was basically putting a trap to him the whole time. Trapped him and trapped the other boy, called Lois and told her, if you want this son to live, press 1. You want this son to live, press 2.
No, damn.
I was like, what the fuck?
Didn't they do that on like Sophie's Choice or some shit?
Or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck. So but you don't know what Lois pressed. You don't know. So Lex Luthor goes to the son because he already know he got all kind of like kryptonite shit like that. So he just fucked the boy up and shit like that. And then he was like, you want this? You want this heart? You want this heart? Stomps on that shit. Like cracks in front of him. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And then to make it worse, so they go back to the Force of Solitude.
And then pissed on it. No.
Right. I'm like, damn, this is the worst shit ever. Then they go back to the house, and so they bury Superman's body in the Force of Solitude because they got a heart. Heart's dead, so it's like he's done. So then they realize, so you know how like Jor-El had the hologram in the Superman movies?
Yeah.
Superman has a hologram in the Force of Solitude.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, so they're just like, so Superman was just like, I didn't want to show you this shit unless I was dead. I'm dead, so here you go. Whenever you need me, I'm a hologram. Woo, you know. To be continued. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you can't end the show like that. That is fucked up. So, yeah, man. But these first 2 episodes, they were killing with that. Bravo. This is awesome. I want to talk about this, but nobody else has seen it, so ain't really nobody else to talk to. That's why we have a podcast.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, because I was looking for it. Like I said, I thought it was on Max.
Yeah.
And it wasn't on there. I was like, oh, maybe it's coming on next week. Maybe I got my dates mixed up. And
maybe it's on DC Universe.
Maybe, yeah. Because the rest of the season,
it started on DC Universe.
Yeah, it's on the first 3 seasons are on Max.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't see it on there, and I'm like, oh shit. And then, okay, so CW. I guess I
Yeah.
gotta log back into CW. It's been a while.
No, you don't log in to see that. Eli, that's why I kept watching all those crappy CW shows. You don't have to log in, you don't have to sign in, you just click it, boom, that's it. It's just right there.
It is pretty simple, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
but it's been a while since I've been on there.
Right. It's not like Tubi. I don't think you got to sign in for Tubi either. I think it's just
no. If you want to like save your like watch list and shit.
Yeah, I don't care. Shut up. Yes, everybody thought it was canceled. Eli, I'm gonna get those jokes again. You still watch the CW? Yeah, you wouldn't shut the fuck up when I was saying that shit. So yeah. Anytime I talk about a CW show, so yeah, bring the jokes back. What else I'm gonna talk about? Oh, and I know you haven't seen this. You can get picked up in, but I'm gonna spoil it anyway for you. The Penguin.
Oh no, I haven't watched it yet. No.
Okay, good. I'm about to spoil it for you. Okay. Actually, I'm not going to spoil the whole thing for you. Like I said, I'm only talking about it because I want to talk about one thing. Magpie. Magpie shows up on the show.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yes, I was talking about
You were
Magpie.
talking about Magpie. I'm like, what the? I thought it was some game or some app or some shit. I didn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Food news, some shit like
Yeah.
that. You know, no, okay. So the thing is, Magpie is because the whole it's a Sophia episode. It's episode 4. We're on 4th episode now. She basically her in Arkham, and her only friend in it is Magpie. But the thing is, they make it look like Harley Quinn. They want you to think it's Harley Quinn. So she's doing all that wacky shit like that. She's like, no, my name is Magpie. But she says shit that Magpie says. You know, like when Magpie was saying, like, I want the shiny shit and this shit like that. She does it on the show. So you know it's Magpie. Now, and people on Twitter's like, what the fuck y'all keep talking about Magpie? Who the fuck is this chick? You know. So I'm gonna break down Magpie for you because, like I said, this is the comic book podcast, and I'm never getting a chance to talk about Magpie. So let's talk about Magpie.
Yep.
So
flex that nerd dick of yours.
Let's do it. I'm whipping it out.
Yeah, right on our foreheads.
All right. So people on Twitter confused. There were some people calling her a Batman villain. Some people calling her a Superman villain. Which one is she? Here's the thing. She's both. Because for all that knows, Crisis on Infinite Earths back in 1985, DC completely rebooted their universe. So any continuity they had before they rebooted, start from scratch, boom, that's it. So 1985. So when they completely rebooted the universe, started from scratch, the very first time Superman and Batman ever teamed up was to fight her, Magpie. Yeah. So why does Superman and Batman team up to fight her? What is her special powers? None. What is her gimmick? None. She's just a jewel thief. That's it. With a gun. That's it. So it's funny when you think about it, like you think Superman and Batman team up like Darkseid or Brainiac. Nah, just some wacky chick that, you know, like to steal diamonds and shit. That's it. It's just fun. So she's just like a footnote, like an Easter egg thing. Like, what did Batman do? Like trivia. She's a trivia question. That's it. So it's not like she's never done anything. She pops up every now and then, gets her ass kicked, and that's pretty much it. Send her back to Arkham. So I'm gonna spoil something else for you. So I'm getting excited. I'm spoiling the ending for you. I'm getting excited thinking Magpie's in here, Magpie's and shit like that. Sophia kills her at the end of the episode. Beats her to death with the like bashes her head against the dinner table, and then that's it. So rest in peace, Magpie. I guess I don't know. I was excited and then I was just like, oh damn, that's fucked up. So all right, what do we got here? What Cliff got for us?
Oh, he thought it was canceled.
Yeah,
Superman.
Yeah, talk about Superman.
Love the Penguin. Yeah, Penguin's dope so far.
Yeah, the Penguin is dope. This might be my favorite episode. The episode just dropped tonight might be my favorite one. So cool. Yeah. So, but that's all. I'm not gonna spoil anything else for you. Talk about it. The rest. A bunch of other shit happens in this episode. So yeah. Other than Magpie.
I look forward to it. If it's your favorite one so far.
Just because Magpie. Now I can say that issue, Eli. Put my kids through college.
There you go.
All right. So then they bring Magpie, Superman back. Yes. That's the first thing I thought about when basically Superman and Batman were arguing over what happened to Magpie. And Batman was like, she died. And Superman like, what happened to the good villains? And Batman like, what the fuck are good villains? So I thought that's the last time I seen Magpie or talked about anything Magpie in a thing. So yeah. What do I have here? Oh, Eli, back on you now.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Eli is going to talk. Well, Eli's going to talk. I'll let him bring in what he's going to talk about. So
yeah, it's the Halloween hullabaloo or Halloween hootenanny.
Yeah.
Segment. Since it's October, and it's Halloween season. Yes, every year I do some sort of horror shit. And this week I was thinking about doing like my favorite Stephen King movies because of Salem's Lot, but it was since there was this I was like, I didn't feel like it. So so I scrapped my Stephen King favorite list, and then I was like, you know what? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about comics. I went to a Comic-Con this weekend, a local Comic-Con here. Yeah,
Okay.
Fall Con in the Twin Cities. You know, shout out to Jesse. What's his name? Switter. Indigenous artist doing shit. You know, met him and met some folks and shit and got some shit and so yeah. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna talk about comics. Talk about comics, horror comics, in particular horror comics, since it's Halloween or Halloween season. So do you want to do like last week where you just bring up a picture and I'll just
because the image is so small. I don't know what I got, so I'm just gonna click on something and you just kind of go off top.
Yeah.
So here we go.
So in no particular order, these are some of my some horror comics you can check out for Halloween.
Yeah, so don't go number 5. Number is not his top 5 or like in ranking. I'm just clicking shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
It's my top 5. It's the ones I like the best. That's what I'm clicking first.
Okay, Leroy's top 5 horror comics. All right, spread. Yes. Okay. So for fans of The Thing, if you like John Carpenter's The Thing, check out Spread, a very gnarly story about this post-apocalyptic world where a virus starts infecting humanity and makes them mutate into these weird David Cronenberg, John Carpenter's The Thing, Resident Evil, fucking parasite monster things. And the only person who's immune to it is a baby. So this dude, it's kind of like Lone Wolf and Cub in a way, like Shogun Assassin in a way.
Like Last of Us, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I guess that too. But yeah, this kid has to protect this baby, or I mean, this dude has to protect this baby, and there's all this. It goes on. There's quarantines and stuff like that going on.
And
but
the
yeah,
baby's like the Messiah and things like that.
Sure, yeah, like I think it's the baby's saliva is like got like the anti venom or whatever in it and shits like that. So yeah, Spread. It's very gnarly artwork, very cool. It's very gory. Like I said, if you're a fan of The Thing or David Cronenberg body horror, any of that body horror shit, check out Spread. A lot of fun, a lot of blood. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, like Last of Us. Yeah, yeah. Instead of like plants, they're like mutated flesh monsters. So
okay. All right. Next one got is boom.
Witches. Witches by Scott Snyder and Jock. So if you're into like atmospheric supernatural shit, check this out.
Image. Okay, it was Image. Yeah.
Yeah, this was on Image. Witches is about this town where the people sort of like worship these weird beings in the forest. They're like so this isn't like regular witches. Like this isn't like Harry Potter with like they're on broomsticks and casting spells and fucking toil and trouble and with the hats and shit, or like these new wave gothic hot topic witches who buy tarot cards and pentagrams and fucking candles and rocks and shit. I'm a witch. All that. These new age fucking mystical fucking chicks. None of that. This is like weird tree monster things that you don't really even see them. And it's kind of that's the cool thing. It's like it's very mysterious. They don't really define what these things are. But this whole town sort of worships them. Of course, it follows this young girl with a troubled past. Her parents, her family moves there. She's like the new kid in school. She's being bullied, blah, 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 blah. And then they start uncovering this sinister goings-ons in this town that worships these witches in the woods and shit. So it's cool. Very strong atmosphere. And of course, artwork by Jock. Pretty creepy. So cool shit. Check it out.
Okay. All right. Next one we got is
Dead World. Okay. Yes. Motherfucking Dead World. So way before The Walking Dead was ever a thing, we had a zombie comic, a zombie apocalypse comic called Dead World, written and drawn by Vince Locke. For those who don't know, he's the artist who drew all the Cannibal Corpse album covers. Cannibal Corpse, the death metal band, known for their controversial album covers, album covers that have gotten banned in countries all over the world. This guy, he was the artist. He's the one who did those album covers. So this was his comic book. Like I said, it's about a zombie apocalypse. So like really cool shit. Yeah, way before Walking Dead was ever a thing. So check if you're into zombies, Dead World is essential. So
okay. Yeah. And what's the next one? Next one is this one.
Jughead the Hunger.
Okay. You did review that on here. Yes,
this was so cool. This is what got me into Archie comics. Free comic book day. I got an issue of this, and it was a lot of fun. So, Archie comics, Riverdale and all that shit. There's a line of Archie comics that are all horror books. The Archie horror line, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Afterlife with Archie. You had, Vampironica, Jughead the Hunger. It keeps going on. Like Betty, the Final Girl. They're still doing those comics.
Well, the thing about Archie comics is that they're Archie comics.
Yeah,
they're not under anybody, and they've been around for shit as long as everybody else.
Yeah. And it's cool. And that's the thing about Riverdale is like the town is like this small town in America, and it has whenever they do an Archie horror comic, Riverdale is like the perfect setting. It's like the setting of every horror movie, like that small town. Like I said, like Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot is a small town. Gremlins happens in a small town. Name a movie. What's Scream? What's that fucking Springwood or whatever? Oh, not Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah.
Where does Scream take place? I forget.
I'm not that deep into it.
Yeah, Cliff or Jake. Where's Jake? Somebody know where does Scream take place? Sunnydale or something? Or is that Goosebumps? But like Friday the 13th, Crystal Lake. Halloween is Haddonfield. You know what I'm saying? The small town America where just a comment on like the affluent classism of the upper crust of society and all the sinister shit that's going on, the underbelly, and that's the comment of, why those, slashers were always set in the suburbs, bringing, they're ignorant to the plight of the inner cities, but their own corruption and malice and, brings violence to the suburbs. So you can't escape it. So kind of a comment on there, but anyways, back to Jughead the Hunger. It's about Jughead who becomes a werewolf and he's like ripping motherfuckers apart. And then Betty is like a werewolf hunter. So it's just a lot of fun. It's just it's werewolf. It's a werewolf story and set in Riverdale. So yeah, and it's full of gore. Like don't let the Archie name fool you. These books go hard. They're full of blood and gore. So yeah.
All right, and next one, last one, or maybe okay.
Oh yes, Hack Slash. This is one of my favorite comics ever. Hack Slash. This is about a girl. Her mother was a slasher, and she hunts slashers. Her and her disfigured sidekick named Vlad, they travel the country hunting slashers. Slashers as in like a Jason, a Freddy, a Michael Myers, a Chucky. In fact, this book has crossed over with Chucky. Chucky has appeared in Hack Slash comics. We had Army of Darkness crossovers, Lady Death, or Evil Ernie, crossover. Army of Darkness is crossed over with Hack Slash, and Cassie Hack, her mother was a slasher that she had to kill, and then she just travels the country killing slashers, and she meets up with Vlad, who is like he's like a comment on like a Jason Voorhees. He's like this disfigured, creepy looking dude, but he's actually her friend. He's like, he's not a slash. He looks like a slasher villain, but he's not. He's actually the hero and helps her. So that's all this is. It's like a team of monster hunters. Only the monsters are slashers. So a lot of fun. It's just dumb, stupid fun. Written by Tim Seeley. I actually met Tim Seeley at a con and got my #1 signed by him. So nice. I have a #1 Hack Slash #1 signed by Tim Seeley. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me see what we got here. Yeah. Yeah. Cliff saying they go where no black people. Okay. True.
Yeah, the suburbs. Yeah, the plight.
Like the Dexter comic. I don't. Did you ever?
Like
You never watched the Dexter show, have you, Eli?
I watched Dexter, yeah, but
Okay.
I never watched Dexter the comic. I never read the comic.
Okay. Got a question for you. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm saying I got a question for you, Eli, and Cliff. Did y'all ever read the Evil Ernie comic?
I did.
Okay, all right, just making sure. I know that's
And
that's
Lady
a
Death.
throwback old
And Lady
That's
Death.
what you started.
Yeah, and Purgatory. Yes, I have Lady Death figures and Purgatory. You know why?
Right. I bet you do.
It was the 90s, man. The 90s.
Oh man. Anything? Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, back to Superman and Lois also. They hinted at Brainiac might show up also.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
they just
who didn't they got rid of the whole cast, right? So it's just the family
much.
that's there now.
Yeah. It's a few other people there, but pretty much, yeah, they trimmed the fat. So it's a lot
So
of
they're
people.
not even in Smallville anymore or
No,
whatever?
they're still Smallville. Yeah.
Okay.
And for some reason, Lex Luthor moved to Smallville. Like why?
Yeah, I was about to. Okay, yeah. Why? That's what I thought. I was like, oh, Lex Luthor. I thought they were going to move back to Metropolis, and that's why nobody from
he
Smallville
moved
was gonna
there
do
to
that.
torture them. So yeah.
Okay.
But then they got this whole side plot going on. So like Lana and her and the daughter, they're there. Nobody else is there. Everybody else, I guess, got fired or whatever.
Lana
so they
and the
get this
daughter.
whole.
Oh, so the chick that the kid was trying to get with, but she keeps fucking him over.
Right.
Oh, I'm so tired of that shit.
Yeah, but they the subplot is interesting because, like I said, since Lana's the mayor and since Lex Luthor, this big Luthor Court trying to move into a small town, she's trying to do everything she can to keep out by putting red tape in there. But you got this whole how corporations move into the small towns, like get rid of mom and pop stuff. So got a little.
The social commentary. Oh,
yeah.
So it's political.
It's political. It's woke. Right.
It's woke. It's political. How dare they?
But
Lex Luthor in Riverdale.
Not Riverdale.
Smallville.
Might as well be Riverdale.
Smallville. Same shit.
Right, same shit. Let's see. Yeah, but Lady Death really wasn't a horror comic. It was. We know what kind of comic it was.
I was not scared of that comic at all.
Scared was not the feeling I had reading that comic.
No, I did not fear that comic. It was not. It was not horrible.
Right. All right. That being said, can we move to the next part of the podcast?
Oh yeah.
All right. Like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies. We're going to talk about comic books, and we're going to jump into it. And Eli, should we start with the big one first?
Damn, we're flying.
Right, we're flying through it, yeah.
We're making.
I told you I had one thing I wanted to talk about: Magpie. That was it.
We're making up for last week.
We're making up for last week, right? And did
we should have just took this week off? I mean, that was
right. And did we have like 8 comics to review last week and shit? Like it just wouldn't end. It just wouldn't stop.
Yeah, they were all yours and shit.
Right.
Whole house of mystery. Oh, Cliff, you missed like a couple weeks ago where I was talking about Elvira. Elvira, like during the 80s, there was a run of House of Mystery where Elvira was like hosting it or was like in it. She was on all the covers and shit. And
their own DC universe.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yep.
Like, Elvira.
Okay. Yes, Cliff, I'm glad you're here. Because last week we beat your time. Up until then, as long as we've been doing it, the podcast you were on was the longest one we had. We beat that shit last week. So yeah. Talk about bullshit. That's what we were doing.
It was Leroy. Leroy was talking the whole time.
Had a lot to get off my chest that time. But yeah. All right. So anyway, like I said, we're gonna start with it. We're gonna talk about the biggest book of the year. I'm pretty sure this is the biggest book of the week. They said it's been sold out.
The bestseller or whatever.
Best-selling book, biggest book, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
So take that.
The number one seller. Yeah.
Yeah. DC is fighting back. Hold on, what you got? Yeah. All right. So the book we're going to start off with is boom, absolute. Oh, I'm supposed to say absolute power for the longest. Absolute Batman.
Absolutely.
Absolute Batman. Everybody looked at this poster and just looked at this cover, just like, what the fuck is this? This shit look dumb as hell. I don't want nothing to do with this. Look at stocky Batman. And then when this shit drops, And it comes out, everybody like, oh, you gotta read this shit. You gotta read it. It's the greatest thing ever. You gotta read it. You know, like Scott Snyder. You know, I'm like, okay, let me read this shit. See what fuck's going on. So, but no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the book. I like what they're doing. But we're gonna jump into it. Let's break this book down. See what we got going on there. And boom, Absolute Batman #1. Now, for those who don't know what Absolute Batman is, let me explain what the Absolute Universe is. So, the Absolute Universe is a world where that dark
where
side
the maker came. And
okay, yes, it's that. Yeah, let's not pretend it's not that. They're making too much money over there. So,
don't we have a character who can do that too?
just make shit. So yeah. All right. So here we go. So Absolute Batman #1. Let's jump into it. Okay. So the book starts off with go ahead and explain how that dark side what dark side did. I didn't mean to cut you off. Okay, no. I mean, it technically is the same thing. I mean, be honest with you. Darkseid goes to another universe, creates it, boom, that's it. So Darkseid is in this universe. That's why everybody's so fucked up and evil and emo and aggro and all this shit like that because of Darkseid. So there you go. So, yeah, so we're going to start off with Batman #1, Absolute Batman. Let's get to it. So the book starts off with Batman, Bruce Wayne in the zoo as a kid. And you see Thomas Wayne right there teaching the kids stuff like that. But it's all a dream. And a gun. So we know where it goes with that. We've seen enough Batman stories. Meanwhile, we cut to Gotham, and I just like this layer right here. It looks Nolan-ish. Or Reeves-ish, you know. So you got this dude right around. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess like cinematically. I was thinking of Dark Knight with all the news panels with the news talking.
Oh, you mean the Dark Knight Returns, the comic.
Yeah, the comic.
Which
Dark Knight Returns.
Definitely does feel like that also because you got news reports, how everything is, you got bad guys eating people and all this shit. Like, yeah, so that's there also. So you got this dude coming into Gotham. He's narrating saying, I haven't been to Gotham in a while. I left to go do some stuff, and now I'm back home. The city doesn't look like it did before, but I know the underbelly of the city is where it needs to be before. And the guy stops, takes his mask off, and it is Alfred Pennyworth.
Mm-hmm.
So Alfred's alive in this universe, and he is not a butler.
He's a James Bond.
He's a James Bond.
Or a John Wick or something.
Or
I think he's a John Wick, yeah.
Yeah, because he goes into his safe house that he hasn't been since he got into Gotham. And he walks in and he got all kind of guns and knives and grenades and bullshit like that when he walks in there. So yeah, he's like some kind of mercenary assassin, John Wick, whatever the fuck, you know. Like I said, he was always hinted at being like, you know, MI6 and all this shit like that. But no, he's the real deal here. Not a butler, doesn't serve anything. No, only cleaning up he doing is, you know, wiping your ass off the face of the earth. So
wiping the blood off his coat or something.
Right, that's it. And he's drinking his tea because he's British, you know.
Yeah,
meanwhile,
it's always tea time.
Yeah. And the thing is that he was on a mission hunting down some guy, but before he can say who he was hunting down, his boss cutting him off. Who his boss is, we don't know. You know, and he's like, we got a mission for you. And he's trying to call his daughter Julia. Julia is a thing, she does exist. Call her, but apparently in this universe, Darkseid's universe, they're estranged. They don't really get along. So yeah, he don't even know if she's in Gotham or not. He's just trying to, you know, connect with her, but she ain't listening. Meanwhile, I get contact from his boss. His boss is just like, look, we got a mission for you. I know you was trying to catch and redacted. They don't say the name who he's trying to catch, but we need you in town because these guys called the party animals. They're going around, they're chopping up kids and women and eating people and shit like that. We need you to observe. That's it. Don't engage, observe, and report back to us and tell us what you found. That's the first mission. Now, the second mission, there's a guy dressed like a bat flying around, going around like that. It's just fucking up shit. And he's kind of hanging around close to the party animals. Now, if you see him, engage him. But the party animals leave him alone. He's like, okay, so cool. So that's that. All right. So and Alfred like loads up guns and shit like he's in the Matrix, and he goes out the door and his bike got stolen. So yeah, welcome to Gotham. So yeah. All right. So what do we go to now? So okay, so we cut to I gotta show you this. Okay, so what is that? Killer Croc's gym? I think it's Killer Croc's gym. I can't see it. So, yeah, so he's at Killer Croc's gym, and you see this guy he's like, tonight is the night I'm finally gonna do it. Tonight they will remember my name, no fear. And he's punching the bag, getting the speed bag, and shit like that. And while he's doing all that, getting his workout in, he turns around and there is this huge 6'8", 220-pound dude standing over him, dwarfing him. He's like, "It's my turn." And the guy,
the Hulk, is basically a Hulk.
It's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
I love what they were trying to do. They wanted to fake you out thinking that Bruce Wayne was the skinny dude. And
Bruce Banner Wayne, yeah.
Bruce Banner Bane Wayne.
Yeah, Bruce Bane, yeah.
Right. He like, get the fuck away from the speed bag. He like, oh shit. So he good. And then he's like, that was my turn. And he just punches so hard, he rips the thing off the fucking, like Captain America did.
Yeah, there's some cap shit.
Yeah, like some cap shit. So he just like knocked the shit off there. And then the owner of the place says, "You owe me another one." And he just like, when I get paid, I get you another one. So that gives you a tip that Bruce Wayne is not rich in this universe, because he's saying, "I'll pay you when I get paid," like that. In other words, like, I'll just buy your whole gym, not like that. And who is the owner of the gym? Killer Croc. Well, Waylon Jones.
Waylon, yeah.
Right, but Waylon Jones' real name is Killer Croc, and he's holding a croc in his hand, if you didn't catch what was going on like that. And he's black. Oh no. Killer Croc has been black coated for decades, so let's go past that. So yeah. All right. And he's basically saying, Bruce, basically he's saying that he's going to open up his own business with their good friend Oswald Cobblepot. They're gonna open up like I guess a zoo or a museum or something like that. And basically saying, like, Bruce, you don't hang around us anymore. The old gang misses you. Harvey, Oswald, Eddie. I'm even trying to get Selena. So his rogues gallery in the regular universe, he grew up with them in this universe.
They're his homies.
They're his homies. He grew up with them. Like, they all grew up together. They all know each other.
His villains are friends.
Yeah, and they got like this picture on the wall, and I'm trying to see this picture. Yeah, right there. So that's them. Selena, you can even see like Selena got cat ears on her. That's Waylon down there. Obviously, the Bucktooth kid is Riddler. Behind that is Dr. Octopus or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's Penguin. So all those guys shit like
Mr.
that.
Freeze, I thought.
Yeah, he's just chilling yeah. So okay, so we cut to this yacht that's on Gotham River and stuff like that, and is a meeting with Black Mass, with Falcone and Maroni. Yeah, and he's meeting with them right now. And basically what they're saying is that, look, man, you gotta get the fuck out of our town. We know you run the party animals, and we do business a certain way, but y'all are going at the women and kids. We don't do that. So we've been running this business for 150 years. You attract too much attention, and plus we don't like the way you operate. So we're giving you till the dawn. We're giving you till dawn to get the fuck out of town, or we're gonna run you out of town. You're like, oh, really? Okay, well, let me show you my mask. You like my mask? Let me show you some other mask. And he's got his like wife and kids, whoever the fuck they are, or his concubines. I don't know what the hell's going on. So yeah, so he shows them his mask, and the mask he's showing them is I can't get to it. Yeah. So the first mask he shows them is Socrates. And he said, like, this is actually Socrates' head. I had it framed or some shit, like that. This other mask is Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King. They're two different people. I need some of y'all to read other things other than comics, like a history book or some shit. Then he goes through it, just shows some more masks, George Washington, stuff like that. Oh, and also, here's your brother, Mr. Maroni, and Falcone. This is all your cousins. And matter of fact, this is all your cousins and brothers, matter of fact. And a matter of fact, I left 2 spots on the wall for guess who. And then that's when that little baby that was swimming in the pool earlier, she's choking the shit out of Falcone. And no, Maroni, and Falcone has 2 knives in his eyes. So they're dead. Meanwhile, Black Mass tells the DJ to crank the party back up because they're party animals.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah. So meanwhile, they're going to rides and cars and shit like that. And that's when Batman sees what's going on. It's time to go into action. Dun, 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 dun. He flies in and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Mayor Gordon is having a town hall meeting about the what they call them, the party animals, like the party animals chopping up shit. Y'all won't do anything about them. You got to do something. And then some woman tells them to everybody just calm down. The mayor is doing the best thing he can. Who is this woman? I'll tell you right now. That woman is Martha Wayne. She's still alive.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and she's telling the mayor's doing the best thing he had because Mayor Hill had the mob on his back and stuff like that. We couldn't trust him. Oh, and Bullock is the commissioner. So yeah. So
it's Commissioner Bullock.
Commissioner Bullock, Mayor Gordon. And meanwhile, you got
Different
boom,
but same.
different but same, like Ultimate Universe, Ultimate
Yeah.
Spider-Man. So yeah. All right. So then the party animals break open. They're about to kill everybody in City Hall, like all the main people. And that's when everybody starts to get down. They start shooting at the mayor. Gordon, I guess he gets out the way. I guess he may have got like nicked or something like that, but I think he's still hanging still. And then that's when Dad. So obviously that's Barbara Gordon. So I already imagine there's going to be 100 YouTube channels dedicated to just this one panel about how
By them.
Yeah, by
Them.
them. Yeah, by them. This is
They are gonna
they them. This is ammunition for they them.
yeah, that they're gonna the woke shit.
They're gonna ignore everything about this comic except this one panel. That's all they're gonna care about. So
Mhm.
and their video, their review about that panel will be longer than this podcast.
Yep, Ben Sherman or whatever the fuck his name is.
I don't know who it is. Oh, Shapiro. You talking about
Shapiro?
Yeah, I'm like Sherman.
He's gonna have a whole episode dedicated to that panel.
Right, just a panel.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they try to
Wet ass P word. Yeah.
Right. That video did pretty good for us. But anyway, so these guys about to kill everybody else before they can
Trying
do
to get us
anything.
hits, man. Trying to get us hits.
Your name drop it. Yeah. So he grabs them. So they get grabbed, and who they get grabbed by? The cape. And Barbara Gordon peeks her head out the window, and then Batman just shows them, whatever you do not open it. Whatever you hear, do not open this door. And then she closed the door on them. And meanwhile, Pennyworth has a sniper on the roof, seeing everything that's going on. And meanwhile, his boss is in his ear telling him, Pennyworth, do you see the Batman? If you see the Batman, kill him right now. He's like, no, I don't see the Batman, even though he's looking dead at Batman right now. He's just saying, nah, it's just chilling. No, nothing's going on over here, Because what he really wants to do, he wants to see Batman in action. He wants to scout him. So yeah. So Batman is at the top of City Hall, and they see him, and they start laying waste to him. Just start, and doesn't do anything to him because obviously his suit is bulletproof, completely bulletproof. So then that's when he goes down to him and starts getting him. He throws that, and then bam, this awesome panel right here, very Dark Knight Returns ish, right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and starts whipping the cape at them. Like
Spawn.
not fighting him.
He's got a Spawn cape.
Spawn. Okay, remember that show, The Cape, the one that you told me not to watch?
Oh yeah.
That's his powers. He's the cape.
6 seasons in the movie. 6 seasons in the movie.
That's our second reference.
There we go.
Yeah. So he's doing the cape, doing all this shit, throwing the guy, using the cape, throwing him against the window, shit like that. And matter of fact, he can harden the cape, like walk on the cape, like I guess like bats, and start kicking and shit like that. So yeah, so he like yeah. So yeah, and they're like, we hear this shit going on, Pennyworth. What are you doing? No, it's cool. We cool down here. It's cool. Meanwhile, he's just looking at Batman just whooping everybody's ass. So meanwhile, we got those 3 party animals. Then the rest of them start showing up. So they start running up, and Batman starts walking down there. And then that's when he takes batarangs out of his ears. Says his ears are weapons in this. Throws them at them. Bam. Catches a few of them. Starts fucking them some more of them. Starts stabbing them and shit like that. And then he's got more batarangs like on his shoulder blades, like the gauntlets. Like, well, that was from the Nolan universe, but still, he's got those. Stab those guys, run through them, and just beating the hell out of them. And Gordon is looking at him. He's like, okay, yeah, he's fucking them up and maybe paralyzing them, but he's not killing anybody. Matter of fact, even the stab he's doing is not hitting major arteries. So everything he's doing, nobody's dead. Fucked up, but not dead. And more of those guys, and then this guy just runs like, okay, everybody get the fuck out the way. Let me get this guy. This hand has killed more people than everybody in that court. And Batman starts taking out that thing out of his utility belt, and his bat emblem is a battle axe or battle axe.
This is that, and that's a Stranger Things reference.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They said that in straight battle.
Battle axe. So he sees that guy running at him with a meat cleaver, and bam, Batman chops his hand off.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so this is a different Batman. Batman didn't really do shit like that. He's like, what the fuck did you just do? He's like, I think that they can reattach your hand if you get to the hospital, I think downtown or uptown or left or right. I don't know where it's at. My memory escapes me. But you might have started running, get there before they could attach your hand back. He just runs the fuck off, shit like that. And that's when he looks at everybody else. Now, I'm going to tell you, get the fuck out my way. And everybody's just like, yeah, okay. And and they just run off. Nobody else wants any more problems with Batman after he fucked everybody up. And while they getting ready to run away, that's when he explodes the stairs right there also, because it was all a trap. He wanted them to catch right there. So that's when the bosses here like, hey, Pennyworth, we heard that shit. We know Batman's down there. Go get him. And that's when he like, okay, fine, I'll go get him. He's seen enough. He took everybody out. So Pennyworth just goes down there, loads up a shotgun, puts a shotgun to the back of Batman's head. He's like, this is my favorite shotgun. They'll make 3 of these in the world. This will blow you clean to the other side of town. And before you can even blink, and then Batman, bam, hits him in the solar plex. He's like, yeah, sounds dangerous. And then takes his gun. and then uses Cape to get escape. So like, damn. So while they're doing all that, so Pennyworth's just like, okay, let me find out who is the Batman. He does a little bit of digging, and it don't take him long to figure out everything about Batman. So basically, Alfred is filling us in on who Batman is. So Batman is not rich. He is actually an engineer at a construction site. So all the big buildings, top buildings in Gotham, he helped build. So he knows everything about Gotham. He didn't just work there. He worked in like the sewer system, city halls, like that. So he knows this city like the back of his hand. He knows everything about him. And basically what happened is why they were reaching at the Gotham Zoo, because in this one, Thomas Wayne was not a billionaire doctor. He was a school teacher, and he got shot at the zoo on a field trip. That's what happened. But he told the kids to escape in like a bat cave that was there, so they wouldn't find out what's going on. So that's why he got attached to bats in this universe. So yeah, and I guess Croc went in the Croc cave, and Penguin saw some penguins, and Catwoman saw cats and shit. So whatever. Okay. So that's when, what else we got? Yeah. Okay, so that's how, if you look at that, Batman is 6'8", 220, because after his dad died, after Thomas Wayne died, he kind of basically went wayward, got in a little trouble, stuff like that. But eventually he got his life back on track. He enrolled in Gotham City. He became like a top-notch athlete in high school, like he was a cornerback or something like that. Oh, well, I'm sorry, halfback. But he had an injury his like first week there, which Alfred thinks he faked that injuries to get out that shit so he can do what he's doing now. So he went all around the world, learned about criminology, learned about mechanics, learned all the Batman shit that Batman does. He learned about all that shit. And yeah, learn every single bit about the city so he can do it. So where does he go? Oh, and Alfred knows we're about to go. He's like, I'm gonna just off this guy right now and just be done with it. But before he does that, that's when we see Martha Wayne. And right before Alfred's about to pull the trigger, he gets a phone call from Julia, and Julia's saying, don't ever contact me again. And he realized, damn, I can't shoot this guy in front of his mama. So he's like, okay, I'll let them have their moment. I'll just find them later on. So meanwhile, one of them ivory towers that Bruce helped build with his construction company, he knows how to get in any building he can because he basically built the security codes. So he's in there chilling, trying to find out stuff about the party animals while he's doing that. That's when he hears Alfred sneaking up on him. He's like, okay, I'm taking you down right now. And while he does that, bam, bam, Batman pulls out the same shotgun that Alfred had earlier. He pulls it out and puts it in his face. He was like, you don't have the balls to shoot me in the face. Oh, really? Bam, shoots him in the face. Down goes Alfred. And then Batman takes his bike and drives off the top of the tower to 1,000 feet in the air. But Batman changed the bullets in the gun, so now it's non-lethal. Fucks him up, and it's got like all kind of bat stuff in his face. So basically, like bat shrapnel hit his face. And he took but what did he do? The cape is flying with him riding Alfred's bike.
Yep.
Yeah. To be continued. But wait, there's more.
Mm-hmm.
Because now one of the billionaires that own one of those buildings, they don't know his name. They think his name, they don't know his real name. His name might either be Jack or Arthur. Right. But what they call him is the Joker.
He doesn't laugh. He doesn't smile. That's why we call him the Joker.
The Joker, because it's fun. And he's the richest man in Gotham. To be continued. So that's a twist. That's a twist. Batman is broke and Joker is a billionaire.
And doesn't smile.
and doesn't smile, but they call him Joker. So yeah, and all the Gotham's villains are Batman's best friends.
Yeah,
So
he grew up with them. Yeah,
he grew up with them. So yeah, in Crime Alley. So yeah,
yeah.
Y'all played DC. I played like 10 years ago, 15 years. That game it came out like 15 years ago. But yeah, I played at the time. All my friends was on it.
I did not. I played Marvel Alliance, not DC.
Well, I mean, DC Universe is free. You know what? That game is still going. They still make updates for it.
Free on what?
On everything.
Oh, is it?
Well, maybe not Xbox. I don't think it's on Xbox. I think it's on Xbox. It's on PC and it's on PlayStation, but I gotta look up it's on the Xbox. But yeah, if you got a PC or PlayStation, it's free. Matter of fact, even if you don't have PlayStation Plus, you can still play it for free. So, yeah, but I might tap into the game again because I didn't know the game was still going and they still have updates or something like that. So yeah, yeah. So pretty good book. It didn't blow me away because the thing is, Eli, I've seen so many of these dark, gritty versions of Batman. It kind of just all runs together and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm seeing too many influences from other stuff I've seen.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how I took it. Like, it's fun, it's but it's like another version of Batman, Samurai Batman, Ninja Batman, Gaslight or Gotham by Gaslight,
Batman,
with the Dark Ages one where he's a barbarian
and it's very much influenced by the Batman Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
because like the
all
party animals going around fucking up shit like that, it's no different than mutants.
Yeah.
So
and of course all the the Dark Knight's metal. There was like every version of Batman.
Yeah, this guy,
and that's all this feels like.
Yeah, like I said, that's next. Now I will say this: they got with the level they set with this, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Superman got to come with it. They can't half-ass. They got to come with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm actually curious about those too.
Well, now Wonder Woman, I'm curious because they said she was like raised in hell or some shit.
Yeah,
and she rides like a skeleton, evil like centaur or some shit. So I'm like, okay, let's see where this go with this. What the fuck they got cooking up? Elseworld. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. That's what I meant to tell you. So the universe that Darkseid created, or stole, or whatever you want to call it, it's called Elseworld. Like the universe is called Elseworld. So they're not pretending it's not. That's what it is. So, but everybody's evil. Everybody's fucked up. Everybody wants to kill everybody. So yeah.
Like like where's like we're reading the Ultimate Spider-Man or all the Ultimate shit, and they're still pretty much the same characters. Only they just little tiny subtle things are changed. But it's still practically the same story. It's still the same. Like, well, I mean, especially with Hickman's Spider-Man. It is pretty much a retelling of the same old, Spider-Man origin. This feels like it's just another. We're gonna flip. Yeah, we're gonna change Batman. We're gonna change the Joker.
Especially since huge Batman was already done in the Dark Knight Returns. Some of them panels remind me too much of the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I still liked it. This is a good start. It
was fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. It was So yeah, it was
having Batman Gen Z, because he's 24 years old in this. He's young, So yeah. So I want to see where Scott Snyder goes. If anybody can tell this story, it's Scott Snyder. I want to see where he goes with this.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So
I'll give it a 3.5.
5. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4 because I gotta go higher than you. So yeah. All right. So what you got next?
I'll do Scarlett number 5.
Okay, hold on. Who we got here? Let's see.
4. Oh.
4. Okay, give it a score. Yeah, 4 out of 5. Yeah, strong score. Yeah. Like I said, not blow me away. I've read better books this year. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun. This isn't going to last in a couple of years. This is just like, because Scott's, didn't he do, what was that book? Batman Eternal.
Yeah.
You remember that one? I fell off of that one after a while, but.
Okay. I barely remember that one. I remember All-Star Batman that nobody read.
Yeah. I mean, Scott Snyder is just knows Batman very well. So I'm going to read anything he writes, especially if he's doing Batman.
Right.
So yeah, but it was fun. But yeah, it wasn't like anything. Like yeah, it didn't wow me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But all right. So hold on. Let me see. So we got Scarlett. Let's see. Oh
Yeah.
no, not that. But yeah, go ahead. I get you set up. I get you set up.
Okay, so Scarlett number 5. This is Image. This is the new Energon universe, the crossover books with G.I. Joe and Transformers. They are crossing over into a shared universe. This is the Scarlett books. So far, we've had Transformers, we've had the Duke book, we've had Cobra Commander, we've had Destro, and we have Scarlett. All leading up to the G.I. Joe book, which is dropping, I think, next month, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Scarlett book. She has infiltrated the Arashikage clan. If you guys don't know, for those G.I. Joe geeks out there, that is the ninja clan where Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes trained. She infiltrated that. She hooked up with G.I. Joe. This is G.I. Joe hasn't started yet. They haven't officially become G.I. Joe yet. So this is like G.I. Joe year 1. Duke has recruited Scarlett and to basically go undercover to Japan and infiltrate the Arashikage clan. And she's searching for Jinx. So her and Jinx are homies. And Jinx has done the same thing, only she went AWOL. No one's heard from her. So
no, Larry Hama is not writing.
No, this is
1982. So, yeah.
This is Kelly Thompson. This is Kelly Thompson writing this one. Joshua Williamson was writing like most of them. So she goes and infiltrates the ninja clan. They have her go on this like impossible mission that they sure she isn't going to survive, to go steal this weapon, go break into this high-tech facility to steal this weapon that the ninja clan believes it is their destiny to have. So she goes in. This whole arc is just about her going in there, breaking in, and stealing this weapon. We don't know what this weapon is yet, but Cobra Commander is after it too. Last issue, they showed up, and to be continued onto this issue. So they reveal what the weapon is. It is a sword with some sort of energy or energon.
Energon. Okay.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with it. Okay.
Yeah. So they got this. Of course, Storm Shadow takes it, and he's like cutting. He ends up like chopping motherfuckers up with it, and they leave. They leave. They basically escape. Scarlett. Yeah. Scarlett goes back, and Cobra Commander's after it. Everyone's they're after it, but Storm Shadow basically returns to the his ninja base, and like we now have the Sword of Life or whatever it's called. The Arashikage shall rise again, and basically that's where it is. This is the last issue in the series. So the Ninja Clan have a sword that has energon in it.
Okay.
And that's
does it make it sharper, or
it just has like energy? Like it's like, I don't know. It has. He put it up. It was like He-Man's sword. He I have the power, and lightning struck it and all this shit. And he could he was like chopping mad limbs off and shit like that.
I want to
it's like a magic sword.
If he swing hard enough, there's like a after effect, like he could hit people from like a distance or some shit.
Yeah, like sword energy, like in Wuxia Kung Fu
that would be cool as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, they
remember Ninja Scroll?
Yeah.
Like Ninja Scroll, like when he swipes so far, he could like slash some shit from like across the room and
or like those 90s wuxia kung fu fantasy flicks where they chop and then like the ground has like a ripple effect on the sand, and then the horse gets chopped in half.
Right. And then as soon as they put the sword back in, everything's dead,
Yeah. That pretty much, So Cobra Commander's after Energon. That's the arc. Everybody's after Energon, and of course Energon comes from the Transformers. So, and I will touch on that when I review my next book. So this was fun. 4 out of 5. We got to see Storm Shadow fuck people up. Snake Eyes has not shown up yet.
Y'all think has he even been mentioned? Like nothing?
Nope. No,
okay.
Snake Eyes has not shown up yet in any of these books. but the new G.I. Joe, written by Josh Williamson, is coming out, I think, next month. So G.I. Joe #1 will be dropping soon. And I'm sure he's going to show up at some point.
Ninja Scroll with the shit. Yes, Ninja Scroll with the shit. It influenced a lot of shit too.
It pretty much like one of my favorite anime. I'm not an anime guy, but that's up there.
Yeah, this is not the anime bullies. We got to keep telling everybody that. Anything before, no, after, what was it, Eli? 1995?
Pretty much.
1995. Yeah. We don't watch any anime past 1995, so don't ask us about that.
Cowboy Bebop was in 98. So anything after Cowboy Bebop, I missed.
Was it? Well, was it 98 in America or Japan? That's the thing.
Maybe. I watched Cowboy Bebop early 2000s, so that's
I got it. So, time on it. Whatever Cowboy Bebop was, that's when we stopped.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So that's about no Attack on Titans and all the other bullshit. No, we don't do that. Not over here. All right.
So yeah, 4 out of 5. Cool shit.
Okay. All right, Eli. Are you ready to get into the shit?
Oh yes.
We're here now. We're here now. I have no idea what you thought it is, so what you about to say about this. We're just gonna go in blind and just see how we come out on the other side. So yeah. All right. So the book we're about to do is The Ultimates #5. Ultimate #5. Now, what's so special about this book, or what's the selling point of this book? A new Hawkeye, because that's everybody's favorite character. So they have a brand new Hawkeye for this Ultimate Universe. Now, this is a big deal because this Hawkeye is Native American, also non-binary.
So, really? I did not know that.
You didn't read? No. You didn't hear the they them when they were talking about it?
No, I did not. Okay.
Reread it
again. Well, there you go. They're just doubling up. They're just like
checking all the boxes.
Checking all the boxes.
We're checking all the boxes. Right? See, Eli, here we go, Eli. Here we go.
Native LGBTQ, blind.
See, Eli, that okay. Here's the thing, Eli. Anytime we say shit like that, now we sound like them. We were just talking about them a second ago. Now
yes.
Oh, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Okay. Anyway. So like I said, since we're talking about a Native American character on this podcast, who is it better to talk about this particular character than me on here? So that's why I'm doing this.
Yes, not the native guy.
Not the native guy. No. Here's the thing. This is payback. This is payback for all the Blade comics that Eli reviewed on here. So since he did that, he owes me one.
There you go. Yes, I will. I am like, this is my gift to Leroy. You can review this book.
Right. I don't know where he's gonna go. You can chime in when you want to, but yeah,
I shall. Yeah.
All right.
Let me get back into character.
Okay.
Pay no attention to me.
All right. Now, like I said, the expert on Native American superheroes, me, we're going to talk about this. All right. So the book starts off with Tony Stark and Captain America. So he's basically showing an image of a terrorist attack on Roxxon. 3 months ago, they got hit here. 2 months ago, they got hit here. 3 months ago, they got hit here. A few weeks ago, they got hit here. And it was all done with arrows. And Captain America like, arrows? Who the hell did that? I want to meet a guy that can take out all those buildings with just a bunch of arrows. He's like, they're not regular arrows. They're like special arrows that, attack with command and they can blow up shit, stuff like that. And plus, I've been busy, so I haven't really a chance to really stop what this guy's doing. But now I've dug into him and I realized that this person is like on the hero scale, like very, very low. And matter of fact, he's almost borderline villain scale. So here's the thing, Captain America. I need you to go get my arrows back. You're like, why you need me to get the arrows back? I mean, don't you want him to take out Roxxon? Ain't Roxxon the bad guys? Like, true. But the thing is, those arrows weren't meant for him. They were meant for another guy. When I started giving everybody their stuff, the guy that they were meant for, his name was Clint Barton. He gave away the suit. He didn't want it. So since he didn't want it, and they got this Spider-Man No More homage. I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, the Spider-Man homage. Hawkeye No More. He just threw it in the trash can. So he was like, since he's the guy that did it, we need you to get those arrows back because we don't know what kind of danger he may cause somebody else. And Captain America like, fine, I'll go get it. So he shows up, and that's when you got boom, Captain America facing off against the all new, all different Hawkeye. And he just like, oh, so they sent the cowboy after me, huh? He's like, I'm not a cowboy, I'm Captain America. He like, you what's the thing? John, what was the guy that Gary Cooper? Who?
Yeah, Gary Cooper.
Yeah, you a Gary Cooper looking motherfucker. Nah, you a cowboy. So yeah, and so he shoots arrows at him, and like I said, his arrows can like go wherever they need to hit. So they see Captain America go behind him and hit him from there. Bam, blast him. And that's when he's looking at. He was like, "No, this is not going to be another Cowboys and Indians." Even though I do love those movies, so he actually loved those old Western movies. Even though he knows they all ended last time, and he knows the Native American, the bad guys in him, he likes them anyway. And then he keeps hitting them with Captain America with arrows and shit. And Captain America's actually not even fighting back. He's just letting him do whatever he wants to. And he just like, Captain America's like, look, you're 16. You don't know what you're doing with this stuff. Put that suit back. He was like, well, how old were you when you put on that suit, Captain America? He was like, well, that's different. Do you know what this suit means? Now, before I get to that, this Hawkeye has aim assist. Fuck this Hawkeye, man. How the hell you Hawkeye with aim assist? This kind of shit. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. So he's just like, what that suit means? Well, that suit means something different from you than it does from me. Doesn't mean the same thing. So he starts shooting arrows at him and shit. And the thing is, wherever he shoots the arrows at, even if Captain America dodges it, it will find him. And I do like the conversation right here. He was just like, look, the guys that even though, yeah, I know this suit was meant for somebody else, but guess what? How come you get to be a hero? How come Tony Stark gets to be a hero? How come the guy that threw that stuff in the trash can gets to be a hero, but I don't get to be a hero? What, did I fail a test or something? And that's when Captain America kind of like look at him and stuff like that while he's shooting up stuff at him. Captain America's dodging. But like I said, he's got aim assist. So, oh, and I do like this panel right here also. He shoots 3 arrows at him at the same time. Captain America does it. Bam, 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 bam. Cool ass panel. I like that. Finally throws a shield at him, and he has an inertia stealing arrow. He no scopes it, and it just stops with like it is. That's it. So Captain America's like, okay, fine, what's going on? All right. And he's basically saying, like, no, all this was meant for me. Yes, I know that Hawkeye was the guy it was originally meant for. But here's the thing. My name is Charlie Ramsden, but my true name, my spirit name is Charlie Hawk's Eyes. So it's my destiny. Yes, I found my destiny in the trash can, but it was meant for me. While he's still shooting more arrows and Captain America's dodging him and shit, you know. And while he's dodging, the arrow is still coming back and hitting him in the back. So he's trying to stop him. Yeah, okay. So Captain America's like, okay, I'm tired of this shit. I'm done with this. So he decides to throw his shield at him. And while he's throwing his shield at him, also decided to run him. And also, so he has to pick a target. He can't pick a target. He got too much stuff going on at one time. So he can't aim assist any shit. Bam, catches it in the head, gets knocked out. He like, damn, the cowboy won. He was like, no, it's not that. We got more Roxxon guys coming on. So they got like about an army of Roxxon, private army coming in. They're the cleanup crew. They're just not a regular cleanup crew. They don't clean up shit. They're gonna treat us like carpet stains. That type of cleanup crew. So he was like, so what are we gonna do? It's 1,000 of them. He was like, look, somebody told me that if you have one train, you can take out 1,000 guys like that if you're trained enough. So let's see if you've been practicing. And you got this panel right here where Captain Hawkeye just taking out a whole bunch of Roxxon troops and take him out. And he's just like, not bad, Hawkeye, not bad at all. So like, we need to get the hell out of here. And he was like, well, get out of here. I thought we were gonna keep fighting because you need to get these arrows back. He was like, kid, I never came for those arrows. I don't care about those arrows. I just want to see what you could do. And then I know what you could do. I'm going to go back and tell Tony. And like, tell Tony what? That he didn't miss. Because he thought he picked the wrong guy, but turns out he picked the right guy. And he was just like, oh, is your name really Charlie Hawkeye? And Charlie just says, yeah, you white people believe anything. To be continued. But wait, there's more. Because apparently Sunspot controls Roxxon.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is that Berto or his dad? I wasn't sure.
Oh, shit. Now I'm confused. I thought I knew what it was. You just said that. So yeah.
Well, that's what I was wondering because they Costa, or what's his name? DaCosta. What's his name?
DaCosta. Yeah. So at first I was thinking Rebecca, but that does make more sense that it would be his dad. So yeah,
his dad wasn't like a politician.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if it was Berto or his dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I think he didn't buy Roxxon. Roberto bought AIM. That's what he did. Yeah. So anyway, Hulk, Bruce Banner says, "Don't worry about it. I got you, Roberto DaCosta. I'm gonna kill the Avengers myself, or the Ultimates, or whoever they are." To continue. So yeah. And the next panel shows Hulk like stomping out everybody. So yeah. So Yeah. Okay. I flew through a lot of stuff. I kind of like condensed this, consolidated it. Eli, before I get into it, I want to know your take on this.
I thought it was all right.
Okay.
I thought it had it was a little corny.
Mhm.
It was a little like, stereotypical, of course. Yeah, let's make Hawkeye a native because of course.
Because of bow and arrows. Yeah.
Because of bow and arrows.
Right.
And for those who've listened to this podcast, you know how I feel about that shit.
Right.
Like I hate when the native superhero gets a bow and arrow. Even though they're living in the modern times, everybody's got guns or whatever. They still give native a bow and arrow or a tomahawk or
you can't have an Iron Man suit or some shit.
Yeah. We couldn't have native Iron Man,
right?
So yeah, I thought it was a little cheesy and corny, stereotypical. I thought the speech started out cool, like that conversation between Captain America and this native kid started out cool. Like, yeah, he's saying a lot of truth and I can dig it. But then he kept going on. And after a while, he kept going on. He started referring to spirits and visions and all the corny, stereotypical shit that I can't stand. So he should have shut up before that. And I knew what they were doing. The whole cowboy and Indian thing. The native cowboy or the Native American gets to talk shit to white America. I get what they're doing. I get the commentary and all that.
Because Catherine is supposed to represent the top cop and and all the stuff like that. So that's why it's Cap everybody else.
Yeah, Cap is the colonizer. The native is the oppressed. I get all that. So but overall, I thought it was all right. It was fun. Once they started kicking ass, it was fine.
Yeah. All right,
yeah.
can I go? Okay. Like I said, that's why I want to make sure you go before I go because I felt some things out. But like you said, I did like some of the speech. Now, before we get into all this, understand that now Eli, like I said, this is a non-binary character. They have pronouns. I know I completely ran over that shit and didn't do what I was supposed to do, and they them like that.
I didn't even get that. Like I missed that. I didn't even.
You got to go back to the second. Go back to the second page. That's how Iron Man froze that. Plus, the writer of this book confirmed it on Twitter.
Okay.
So all I'm gonna say is, get off my nuts. We messed up, so it'll be all right. We'll be fine. But here's what I think about it. As much as this book, I get what he was trying to do from the point of view, and it wasn't like it was stereotypical. It wasn't stereotypical because I did feel like he was trying to get it from his point of view. I still feel like this book was written by a white man. I still got the feeling.
I don't think non-native. I think that the writer is like Middle Eastern or something.
Middle Eastern something. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I get that
it's not taboo. It's not taboo.
Yeah. And I get he was trying to be an ally with this, trying to see it from his point of view, but there's certain things in here that I have an issue with that I said on this podcast before and I have a problem with. And it's not just with Native American also. Honestly, I think with any person of color, I have an issue with this train of thought that this Hawkeye had, where he had to steal Clint Barton's, thing and become Hawkeye because he thinks the only way to be recognized in this world built by, the Confederacy is to assume, a role or position that wasn't made for him have to fit in them because it's their world. I think we, as people of color, need to get out that mindset that we don't exist unless we exist in white man's space. Like we always got to sit at the seat of the table. Like we don't exist. Like we can build our own thing. We can be our own thing. We don't have to be Black Hawkeye or gay, non-binary Hawkeye or Black Hulk or, gay Iron Man or anything like that. We don't have to be that. We can be
like when they said, why am I Black Falcon on the show?
Right. Why am I Black Falcon? Right. Like we can exist without having to, assume the position of a space in the white America. Like we can be our own thing. We can build it from there. Like we had Black Wall Street before. We had that. We can build it again if we just put money into it. Like I said, because because that mindset is fucking us up right now. Because we have these black businesses struggling because we don't want to put the money into them because we don't see them as beneficial as saying the white businesses selling the same thing for twice the price. because we put more value in that. We let FUBU go under because we want to put money in Tommy Hilfiger, even though Tommy Hilfiger hates us and don't want us wearing his shit. Just because we see that, as prestige. When it gets to the point where we can value our own thing, we don't give a fuck. We always talk about, why don't they give us a Grammy? Why don't they give us an Oscar? Why don't they get it? Fuck them. We have our own shit. We can give our own awards. We can go there and get our own stuff. Like we just talked about Frankie Beverly 2 weeks ago that died. Yes, Frankie Beverly was black famous. White people don't know who he is. Guess what? He still made a name for himself. So you can still make sense. You don't have to like be the black version of this and the black version of that. No, we can be our own thing. To think that's it's a mindset we need to get out of.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like they're like, and my thing with this is like, I get this is the ultimate universe and they're changing characters and giving them new identities and all that shit. Right. Out of all the Marvel characters to make native, they chose the guy with the bow and arrow. Like they couldn't chose Magneto, a native Magneto. Holy fuck.
Right. Like you've just all kind of well, you got Exodus. Well, Exodus isn't Native American. No, he's something else. Okay, never mind. But
you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many other ways they could have did it. Like why in the end they chose the stereotype, which is they
took the easy way out. It was that's
Yeah, and that was my thing. And back to what you were saying about this is a non, even though they might not be white, they're non-native.
Right.
And like I said, some of the conversation sounded like somebody who's not native writing it.
Right. Like something they read or maybe watch a documentary or something,
Yeah, and that's where because when you don't have that representation, that the real representation, you miss the perspective. That's why Killmonger in the Black Panther movie, dropped all that knowledge because he was speaking from a perspective that was, from the black community.
Right. A white person isn't going to write that.
Yes, they don't understand that. They don't understand, colorism. We're not going to mention the Jon Stewart shit. I know you wanted to, but didn't
want to.
No, but what I'm saying is that for people who don't know what the big deal about the Jon Stewart casting, that is coming from an inherent black perspective that only black people are going to understand.
It's the topic that
Yes, and colorism is something that they know about. That to non-black people, what's the big deal?
Right, black is black.
You don't know because you're not part of that community, so you don't know it. And that's what I'm saying is when you don't have that representation, you don't have that perspective, you don't have the little insights that make the character real. As much as fun, sure, a native guy kicking ass, I like seeing that. It's pretty much all I yearn for, but still, this felt like another caricature in the end. Out of all the Marvel characters to make native, they chose this guy. They chose Hawkeye. And my name is Billy Hawkeye or whatever the fuck.
Yes, Bona. That's what I was talking. Yeah.
The spirit animal and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So as corny as it was it's fun. It was fun.
Vono. That's. Shout out to Vono. That's actually the reason I didn't want to talk about the Jon Stewart thing because I was going to talk about the Willie Lynch letters. I didn't want to go down that road because I know if I go down there, that is Eli gonna have to pull me back. I might go too deep in it. I don't want to go too deep, and it's supposed to be a podcast about comics and shit like that. And
comics,
it's some serious, sensitive shit that has traumatized us as people.
Yeah,
So that's why I didn't want to go down that road. So but yes, all that ties together. Eli, you're completely correct. All that ties together. So So
slap a score on it.
Oh shit. Okay. Honestly, Eli, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. I know you hate it because it was a stereotypical thing.
No, I didn't hate it. I knew I was pretty much expect a native Hawkeye. Well, I know where this is going. And that being said, it was fine. It was fun. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay. 3 out of 5. Okay, so 3.5 out of 5. Thank you. I got to go.
There you go. I know it's ones and zeros, and I either got to love or hate it. So it sounds like I hated it. But
It's right.
just because I'm giving some constructive criticism doesn't mean I hate something. You know,
that means he hates everything. That means he's right wing. All this bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm a MAGA dick rider or whatever. Shit.
Right. All right. So what comic you got next? I'm booked out. Even though you took out my books, but yeah.
Transformers number 13.
All right. I'm sorry. Where do we go from this?
I know.
All right. Hey, so
okay. Yeah. So back to the funny books.
Right. We should have did that one last.
Yes, back to good old-fashioned funny pages. So this is Transformers number 13. And this is my book of the week.
Okay.
Daniel Warren Johnson, his Transformers run is going to go down as one of my favorites of all time. I'm a big Daniel Warren Johnson fan. Not only of his artwork, he does amazing artwork, his writing. He can write a very heartfelt story involving fucking robots that change into vehicles. So here we go. Transformers 13. Look who's on the cover. Starscream. Now, a few issues back, Soundwave killed Starscream.
Right.
Threw him off, fucked him up, threw him off a cliff, left him for dead like fucking Obi-Wan did Anakin. This issue, we get a flashback of Starscream's origins. So before Starscream was an evil, power-hungry, backstabbing, tyrannical asshole, he was actually a nice boy. Living on Cybertron, loved looking at the stars, loved looking at celestial events. We go to a flashback of when he was a younger bot, a young bot. Him and Starfire were homies. Starfire, or Jetfire, sorry.
Yeah, for the Starfire. Okay.
Yeah, Jetfire, the other giant jet that, Jetfire is ready to travel. He's going on his mission to travel the universe in search of other life, which would eventually lead him to Earth. He's got another homie. I forget the kid's name or the other robot's name, Genvo or something. Starscream's best friend. Now, Starscream had another name, which I cannot remember right now. He wasn't called Starscream at first. But anyways, they're basically watching the sky. And there's the celestial event happening where this giant robot flies across the skies of Cybertron every few hundred years. And, so they're all talking, Starscream's homie has joined up with the one side. He has joined up with a side because Cybertron is now a divided planet that is at war, civil war, Autobots and Decepticons. Starscream's homie has joined up with the Decepticons, and he's like, "You should join our cause." Blah 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 blah. And Starscream's like, "No, man, I don't want to get involved with that shit. Can't we just get along? Can't we just live in peace and look at the stars and shit? So when that happens, boom, a fight breaks out. Autobots and Decepticons are fucking, big old fight breaks out. In the ensuing battle, Starscream's homie gets shot and gets killed. By who? Optimus Prime. So,
okay. But he still got the fucked up arm, right?
No, this is a flashback. This is like millions of years ago on Cybertron. This is when Starscream is a young pup. Okay. So there's a big Decepticon and Autobot battle going on. Starscream's homie is a Decepticon, has joined their cause, and is in the battle. And they're fighting. And and Optimus Prime ends up killing his homie. And Starscream's like, "What the fuck? Oh, shit." And then who comes up on him? He's like, "Oh, are you angry at what they did? Yeah, those motherfuckers. If you're angry, you want to get some revenge, come join us." And who's talking to him? Megatron.
Okay.
And so he's like, "Okay, I'll join your cause." "What's your name?" "Private." And then he looks up at the scars. Remember, his name wasn't originally Starscream. It was something else. But he's like, "What's your name?" And he looks up at the sky and goes, Starscream. You know,
His
so that's
villain
basically
origin story.
the tragic origin of Starscream. Then
Have you
we
heard
cut-
the tragedy of Starscream?
Yeah, only Daniel Warren Johnson could create a heartfelt story about an asshole like Starscream. So then we cut to the present.
Okay.
Yeah, but wait, there's more.
Okay.
We cut back to the present because this was all a flashback of Starscream's origin story. We cut back to the present. Starscream's wreckage on the laying in the bottom of the mountain range. Somebody finds them, and who is it? Cobra.
Cobra. Okay.
Yeah, and that's where it ends. Hey, we found another robot, basically. It's Cobra.
Tying it
And
all
that's where the
together.
book to be continued. So yeah, this is my book of the week, 5 out of 5. Like I said, I love this fucking Transformers arc. Daniel Warren Johnson. He's not doing art anymore. He's just writing it, but he's still killing it. Like I said, who could make you feel sad about? He made you feel sad about Starscream. So yeah, 5 out of 5. And I'm booked out.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what we got here. Are y'all in the foil covers? Not
Foil.
really. Foil?
Yeah, I don't collect much physical anymore because
Yeah, I don't.
I don't have much space and I got boxes of crap. So
I can't find parking space with a comic book shop I am. So yeah. That's a shitty excuse, but yeah. Hold on, what is this? Did we get hacked? What is this?
oh yeah. Oh he's yeah. So Taco, but we don't get paid, but this guy's basically an advertising Taco Bell.
Is he? That doesn't sound like a positive advertiser. Like the exact opposite, but yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So like I said, that's all we got. Appreciate everybody for checking us out. Listen to long, different, like, share, subscribe. We're gonna come with more information later on. Next week, I don't know what's gonna happen. Eli will get caught up on Penguin, and then we're gonna talk more about Magpie. So.
Yep, I'm gonna read all the Magpie books.
All the Magpie, all 5 issues she's had in the last 40 years.
Going to DCU right now and typing in
Right.
search Magpie.
The history, lore of Magpie. Oh shit. That's all we got. But we'll find something to talk about next week. Something always happens, so we'll come with it. Until then, it's Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel. Until then, die 1000.